Go to the store for a few minutes and get back and look what arrived. My Ipsy! It came probably right when I left and I didn't even know it till I got home. But wow, I finally got it. And this is the Ipsy Ultimate. And it's a big box. And I can't wait to show you what I have. And yeah, I'm very light on my makeup today because guess what? We'll be doing some try on with what's in here. So be sure and stick around for that. And we're going to dive in. The Ipsy Ultimate gives you 8 products and you get to choose 3. They pick out 5. And my box value was $494, so just about $500. And I'm so excited to get in here. And got my little scissors here so we can get moving on it. But this is Miss Jackie Russell. That's my channel. My name's Vicki, and it's great to have you here. And I always look forward to this box. I will say it seemed like it took a long time for assembly, because I've been waiting on it for a while and it just never was out the door. But here's a little sneaky peeky. And it looks like we've got kind of like our product card right on top. And we have my picks and Ipsy's picks. And oh, that box is full of goodies. And it's the Ipsy Ultimate. We have a natural beauty here with all of her glory, so to speak. And it's really nice to see that they're picking and choosing models that have, you know, like in this case, she has what I'd call freckling. When you're like, especially when you're young, you may grow up with a little bit of that, and sometimes it sticks with you through your adulthood. But that is really cute. My sister has a little bit of that. And let's see here. It's going to talk about our featured products, which all of us may have each one of those. I don't know if everybody got everything, but I think I've got just about everything they're showing there. So let's see what they have to say about these fabulous products. And then our Glow Like You just got back. And this may be, yeah, more things that you could get in the box or choose. And then they always have a little fun hidden in plain sight. And it wants to know if you can find the 5 coveted brands. Well, I know where a couple of them are. Let's see here. I had found them all before, but now will I be? Oh, okay. I see Ilia Beauty is right down this way, and I see Makeup by Makeup by Mario is right here, or Mario, however you want to say it. And I have found the others, but now just glancing at it, I don't know exactly where they are. Isn't that funny how you can do a game and then you can play it again, even if you've already done it? So anyways, that was kind of fun. Hidden in plain sight, it says. But hey, you don't care about playing a puzzle game right now. You want to see what's in my box. Well, what did they choose for me? Let's go through that first. They chose for me the NARS Cosmetic. And this is a Radiant Creamy Concealer in Macadamia. ML5 it says. And what we'll like about it? This concealer is classic for any reason. It brightens under eyes, it covers blemishes, and smooths everything out with a radiant skin-like finish that never looks heavy. This creamy formula blends like a dream with both fingers and a brush. And it gives you that I slept, I'm hydrated, and I have 0 problems, even if that's not true. This is sold out, but it was a $36 value, so that right there paid for my box with my tax. I paid $36.42. So that's the NARS. That's the color that they picked for me. And maybe I'll put some under my eyes. Let's see how they did on the picking. I've got some tapped on there, and I do have my little Hello Kitty brushes in here that Carol gave me for my birthday, and I don't know if any of these are for concealer. That's one thing I don't know. I just start using brushes, and whether I should or not. I think I'll use my fingers and tap this in. Under my eyes. And I may have to blend it out though with the brush because I can see that I'm having trouble there. And I'm going to use this one. So I think they did a good match for me. And this is just putting it under my eyes. Now normally I would put a powder underneath there to set it, but I'm not going anywhere after this. So we'll just let it be, and you can tell that it's there. Maybe it'll blend in and look okay in a little bit. My little Hello Kitty had a little finger blender brush, so we'll use that, or blender pad or sponge. I don't really know what you call it, but it's to help smooth out your makeup. So there, I think that did a pretty good job, and I do think it matched my skin pretty good. So yay for Ipsy. They did a good job picking out my color. So that's the first thing I had. And then the next thing that they picked for me is the YSL. And that is a candy glaze lipstick gloss. And that's right here. And I happen to have a little mini here that I got from Macy's. And so I thought, well, this is going to be cute. I'm going to have a full size and then a baby size. Anyways, it's a candy glaze lip gloss stick by YSL. And I think mine's in the clear, but I'm not sure yet till we open it up. It is. It's in the clear, and it kind of turns and makes a little clicking sound. And it says you'll love it because it's a balm stick that serves a juicy color, mirror-like shine, and major hydration, all wrapped into a chic tube, and you'll want to reapply in public with the hyaluronic acid and vitamin E in the mix. It helps keep your lips soft, smooth, and perfectly glazed, so no stickiness, no notes is what it says. And like I said, I don't know if I did say, but it's a $43 value, so more than paid for my box. And like I was telling you, I do have sample size here. And so since I already have this open and using it, I'm just going to put this on top of my lips. We'll give them a little glaze. Try it out. It feels good. And it does give the lips just a little bit of a shine. And isn't that so cute? I've got me a mama YSL and a baby YSL. So it's definitely much smaller. I can carry this around in my purse, which I do. I had to go grab it real quick. Now the next item they picked for me, and I think everyone got it in this box as well, was the brush. And let's find out a little bit about the brush. It's a Ciele brush, C-I-E-L-E, so I'm thinking Ciele. And it's a blush brush, and it was $32 is the value. And this brush makes the blush feel almost too easy with two angled ends, one for creams and one for powder. It blends everything out into a soft, seamless, just naturally flushed finish. The synthetic bristles are super plush, so your cheeks get all the glow. So let's check this out. They've got it wrapped up good in this little bag here. Okay. It's got netting around it for protection. So we're going to slip that off. And we're going to take a look at this. And I think I told you the value of this was $32. So it's a very nice brush. I've not had one like this for the cream and or for the dry blush, which is kind of nice. The powder blush is what I'm talking about. Sometimes I use different words than y'all might use. But anyways, this is what it looks like up close. And I'm going to say this is for the liquid blush or cream blush because it's kind of got a flatter edge. It's very soft and the bristles are really nice. And then this here looks like your typical blusher that you would put down in your powder. So that's pretty cool to have it all in one. And then they have their name right there. So I like that too. Very good. So that was another good choice. I mean, they picked it for me. And the next thing that they picked for me, and not everybody got this, I think. I've seen some not get this as their, as one of their choices. It's the Dermalectives Resurfacing Honey and Charcoal Mask. And guys, this here runs $159. And I know one channel I watched, when she looked it up, it said it was $590. And she kept going, $590? So they must have had a glitch or something on the site or whatever, because now it's showing $159, which is what I thought it was. But it's a very expensive, and it more than paid for this box. This mask is basically a detox and glow reset in one jar. Charcoal helps draw out buildup and impurities from your pores, while honey helps keep things soft, hydrated, and never stripped. Add in nourishing shea butter, squalene, and jojoba oil, and you've got a smoothing, skin conditioning mask that helps leave you looking clearer, fresher, and ridiculously radiant after one use. Wow, and like I said, $159 value, and they picked this for me, which I thought was fabulous when I seen that they had picked it for me, and I can't wait to try it out. I've got other Dermalactic products, and they've all been really good. And this is what it looks like. And there's some on the lid here. I'd say it kind of smells like a honey. I'd say it does kind of have like that. It doesn't smell like charcoal, so I'm going to say honey. And I'm just going to put some right here so you can see it on. But you'd probably leave that on, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. I'd have to read the instructions. But then it's going to leave a radiant glow on my hand there. So yes, I love that. And it's nice packaging. It's a glass jar. And again, Dermalectives is a good brand. I've got my fingerprints all over this shiny glass here. Look at that. It's reflecting terribly. Okay, anyway, they chose that for me. And then the last thing that they chose for me was by Mario, Makeup by Mario, and I think this is a lippy, but I don't remember for sure, but I do know they chose it. I didn't choose it, and I want to see what color they picked for me. Almost Bare. It's a light brown nude is the one that they chose for me, and it was a $26 value, and it says you'll love this lip that looks polished but never overdone. The shade delivers. It glides on in a smooth, suede-like finish and looks blurred and feels lightweight, hydrating, and buildable. It's the kind of lip color you can throw on and look instantly pulled together. So, all right, well, that's good news. I'm glad to hear that. And I have not ever tried a Mario lip. So, it says it's a Ultra Suede Crazy Lip Cream. So let's see what it looks like. That's the color. And I'm going to try it on top of my balm. And it is a good color for me. So they picked out a good color for me. Yeah, I like it. Now, is it tacky? When it first goes on, it feels a little, it's not sticking, but I can definitely feel it on there. It's real rich and emollient, so I guess that would be that buttercream that it's talking about. So that's the lippy. I think I'll like it. And it was Almost Bare is the color, and it matches my lips pretty good there, so I like that. All right, now we get down to my choices. And of course they had lots of things to choose from, but one of the things that I chose was the Rare Beauty, and it was this big old jar of bouncy body cream. It says it's for comfort, it awakens with confidence. So let's learn a little bit about it. It says find comfort, and it's a $36 value, and you'll love it because this body cream is like a deep breath for your skin. The whipped, bouncy texture melts in instantly, delivering long-lasting hydration without ever feeling greasy. It leaves your skin soft, smooth, and comfortable with subtle, feel-good scent that turns your everyday moisturizer step into a little self-care moment. $36 value, I think I mentioned that. And we're going to try it out real quick. Of course, it has a top on it that you lift up. Oh, it does have a nice little fresh, it's not rosy. It's kind of a perfume scent. It smells good. Look at that. It's really nice and thick. I love body butters that are nice and thick and emollient. Oh yeah, that has a very refreshing and a light perfume scent, but I can't put my finger on what scent it actually is. But it feels really good. I had to have both sides even. And you can see on here how rich and thick it is. Big old jar of creamy body butter. Love that. I'd love to compare this. I like Josie Marin, and I have her body butter, always. I have it in stock. I keep it because I love it. This could end up being another favorite. Very nice. All right, real happy with that choice. And then my next choice was in this box. And when it's in a box, we're looking at our friend Natasha Denona. And this is my Dream Cheek Trio. Ooh, that's almost a tongue twister for me to say. But it's a $48 value. Here's our box packaging. We'll love it because it's perfectly curated. It's a perfectly curated mix of blush and highlighter. The cheek palette gives you that lifted, radiant blush, and it looks like you just got back somewhere expensive. The powders are silky, blendable, build beautifully, whether you want a soft wash of color or a full glam of cheeks. It delivers every time. And again, that was a $48 value. So this is a little bit more brown than what I usually use, because y'all know I usually use more of the pink or peachy tones. So I am going to try this with our new blush brush and see how this works. Now it says it's buildable, so we can have a light stroke. And oh yeah, I can see it kind of looks peachy on me. So this may work out really good. I kind of brush up to try to lift and do that on both sides. And then it says it'll blend it in well. I need to get my hair out of the way. So it looks good. I'm just going to blend it a little bit in front there. I always seem to kind of hit too hard, and it gets a little bit too much. And probably got some, color spots, or I don't know, things through there, but I'll try to blend that out. But I think the color's going to work for me. It looks good on that side, so does it look good on this side? I do have that one little spot there, so it's just going to be there. Maybe I need to put some concealer on there and hide it. But anyways, I've got this Hello Kitty brush that I'll use for the highlighter here, and I'll just put some over the top. And maybe I'll highlight my eyes a little more. I do that sometimes when I use the highlighter, and this might be like a little bronzer. I'm not real sure. So maybe I'll use this makeup side here just to see what that does. Well, that's why you call playing with it. Maybe put some down my nose. Maybe a little bit up here. And kind of give myself a little bit of a, not chiseled look, but a little bit of a look there. But you can see that this brush, you know, it still has blush on it, but it is really, you know, went on my face. It's not staying on the brush as much. So that's a good sign that it's a good brush, I think. And I think this is a pretty face palette. And I think the color will work for me. So very good. And of course it has really cute, cheeky looking packaging. So I like that too. So another win. And then the last thing that I picked, of course, is in the next box here, and it is My Dream eyeshadow palette to match with the My Dream Cheek Trio. And of course it's got the same packaging. This is the box, and it looks just like that when you open it up. And you'll love this because it's a mix of romantic roses, warm neutrals, and sultry shimmer. The palette is basically Natasha's greatest hits in one dreamy palette. The buttery mattes blend like a pro. The metallic sparkle without fallout, and every shade just works together so you can really mess it up. So, and it's a pretty palette, and I do recognize some of these colors in some of my other palettes. But you've got some dark purple over there in that corner there. You've got the rosy colors in there, and Black Forest is what it calls that one, but when I look at it in an angle, it looks like a really dark purple. But maybe it is black. But isn't that gorgeous? Now, how can we address this on my eyes based on what I have in here? Well, we can try that Black Forest right here in the corner. Wow, yeah, I just dabbed a little. Oh, wow, yeah, it's already given me a strong smoky look. Oh, yeah, so you can definitely see that. You can see it on my brush. And my little Hello Kitties, I don't know if I told y'all, but Carol sent these over for my birthday. And so I'm going to use this cream color right here. Well, it's not cream, they call it Unity. It's kind of a peachy color. And I'm going to put that on my lid. Oh, yeah. And you can see I'm not having too much fallouts on my brush. So I've got that there. So we've got a little bit of dark, either black or purplish color. And then in my crease, I'm tempted to use this color right here called Instinct. It's kind of a maroon color. So let's see how it looks. Yeah, it's kind of comes off like a purple. Like a violet. You see that on there? Oh, yeah. All right, so that gives a strong look. And it's definitely a vibrant color. And I may need to take that down onto my lid a little bit to pull that look in. Just put some right across there. And on the other side, yeah, that kind of blends it in a little bit. And then if we want to get a little shimmer, which shimmer should we use? I'm thinking over here. It's called Invention. It'll go good over that one color that I started with. Give us a little bit of shimmer in there. And then I'm going to flip this over and use this lighter shimmer right here up on underneath my brow. And we'll give it some color. More color. I already put highlighter up there. And blend that in. It's definitely different. It's definitely bold. Very, very bold. And it's colors I've never used before in combination. So totally, totally different for me. And I may blend this out some more. Up through the top a little bit. Yeah, that helps a little bit. Kind of blend it up into that upper under, you know, the crease, so that it kind of pulls together a little bit. And that's going to be it. I am going to take some of that dark color and go under my eye. I went out a little bit on that side, and I did have some fallout, I think. But, you know, we're just playing around here. And then I might pull some of this dark right in the very base of my crease to kind of pull that more together. All right. I always say it's like being an artist, and I guess it is. But those are the colors that I'm going to use right now. And I think this is beautiful. I'm not going to take the time to swap it and do swatches because of time. But I love this palette, and this was a $72 value. So more than paid for my box. Now I did buy some add-ons for $3.50. I got some Bella Pierre. And this is a waterproof black volume mascara that usually runs around $20. And they had it for $3.50, so I picked it up. And I do use some Bella Pierre cosmetics, their eyeshadow palettes, their loose powder. And we'll just add to the little bit of mascara that I had on today using the Bella Pierre and see how it does. It's lifting them. It certainly is. Now, I would have to say this is almost like what I'd call a dramatic nighttime look. Going out to party, maybe. And I still might need to blend some of that purplish, reddish color up into this part of my eyebrow. Now, I can see it in my mirror. Yeah, I can see it there now. Okay. All right. Well, that's looking good. So that was my mascara from Bella Pierre that I got for $3.50. And then I got a little jar of this Kinsey Sorbet Blossom. And I don't know what this smells like. It's a body butter. It's creamy for $3.50, and it was just considered a mini sample. So, you know, it might have a $5 or $6 value, and I paid $3.50 for it. It could have a higher value. I don't know, but since it's a deluxe mini, I'll say $6. You've got your nice little lid there. Ooh, and it's very nice and creamy. And I'm not quite sure what scent that is, but it smells good. I'm going to just drop a little bit on here and put my lid back down. It's a sorbet blossom, so it has to be some kind of flower, but I don't know what it is exactly. I'm going to put it on top of my Rare Beauty. It's got a nice scent. It's a perfumey scent, but it's light. So it's not heavy or anything. So that was my products, but I did get a palette by IBY for $3.50. And I know they had this in a previous box, either the Ipsy original bag. I think that's what it was in. So I thought I would pick that up. It has some nice neutrals. Confession of a Chocolatier. And it doesn't smell like chocolate, but I just had to smell just in case. But it's a beautiful palette. It's got two neutral colors as far as your pinks, and you got your highlighter, and you can go with beiges, you can go with pinks, and a little bit of a rust color there. So a very pretty palette. It'll make a great look. So you've kind of got a face palette and eyeshadow all in one. And like I said, it's called the Chocolatier, Confessions of a Chocolatier. And this was the box packaging. Very nice, but I wanted to drop that in. $3.50 I got that for, and I think it was a $16 or $20 value. So goodbye. All right, on to the next product. Oh, and the other thing I bought, which I won't be trying out today for $3.50, is a Vitamask Ceramide Avocado Repair Mask. That just sounded good. I thought it was a little high, you know, I mean, for one mask. But some of these masks can run $5, $10 a piece. I don't know what this usually costs. My guess is going to be around $5, but I paid $3.50 for it. So I'm going to give that a try. But guys, that's my box, and I did a little bit of a get ready with me. I can't say it was perfect, and I can see that there's room for improvement on what I've done. But that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it gives everybody an idea how these products will work out. And I'm going to add a little bit more of this Mario Almost Bare. And I like that. I think it's a good color. Overall, with the cheek color and with the lip color that they sent. And, of course, I've got concealer under here, and it just kind of blended right in. I think it all worked. Whoops. I think it all worked really good. You let me know what you think. And do you get Ultimate? Now, I do know a couple other have their Ultimate box. I seen that Life with Lois got her box, and it's up. And unfortunately, I think she had a broken shadow. I was really happy not to have any breakage in anything, and I'm sorry that she had to experience that. And then Carol, my girlfriend Carol, she's recuperating, and she has her box. She had her box really fast, but you know, she's been recovering, had surgery, and she couldn't and hasn't got to it yet, unless it's posted, and I just haven't been on YouTube to find out. So, I mean, that's a possibility. But keep her in your prayers, because, you know, anytime you're healing from some type of surgery related to bones, like hips and everything, you're going to have pain. And while that's, I guess, melding together, I don't know if that's the right word, but please keep her in your prayers. And I know she appreciates it so much. But today, this is my box. So I'm just going to do a real fast recap. I had the Rare Beauty. I had the Dermalect, which that's all blended into my hand here. I'll have to rinse that off soon, but I'm excited to have that. And again, my box was $594. I have the My Dream Cheek Trio along with the My Dream the palette by Natasha Denona, my LYS lip balm, my NARS concealer, which is going to work out great. And then I had my Sorbet Blossom that I picked up, and I picked up the Bella Pierre mascara, and of course my mask. And then this brush is really quite nice. And I could have maybe went stronger, but I think it worked good for me. I think the colors that I have on right now all blend and look good. You let me know. Did I do an okay job with picking out new colors that I don't normally use? And I know I've got a little bit of a mess, and I've got a little, I don't know, a little blur of some of it over here, but I wasn't trying to be perfect, just trying it out. And you can get a chance to see what it looks like. But as for today and this Ipsy Ultimate, that's all I have. Stay tuned, because it won't be long, and I have the extra box coming. That's right. I ordered me an extra, and they picked everything for me because it was a new subscription, and we're going to see how they did. But anyways, guys, that's all I have, and as usual, I wish you all a blessed and happy day. Bye-bye.